Welcome back to the Wise Mind Sekai podcast. I'm your host, Nat Plastino, and I thank you once again for tuning into my show. Today we'll be discussing the idea of karma and cause and effect. We have to wonder, is every thought, word we say, or deed we commit has a cause which creates an effect? A more simple way to look at it is, well, we go to work, we get paid. We go to school, we learn something. When we exercise or eat nutritious food, we get healthy. In Buddhism, the idea of Buddhism, it is taught that fate is not arbitrary. This simply put means that whatever happens in life does not occur randomly, but more for a reason. Supernatural forces do not have a stranglehold on our lives. We are in full control of our own destiny. The idea of cause and effect is not always available to our awareness. We often judge that life is unfair. I know I have thought this way, and many of you who are listening to this will probably feel the same way. We have often pondered questions through our lives in comparison. Like, for instance, why is that person more wealthy than me? Why is this person more attractive, taller, or more fit than me? Why does that person get all the breaks in life while I have to struggle? Why do such nice people have bad things happen to them? This theory in karma shows that life is never ending. It continues far after we are gone and has been in motion for many lifetimes before us. The circumstances that we are born into is determined by causes from our previous lifetimes. It is sometimes unjust and strict in nature, but it is there to teach us something so we can move on and create a better destiny. The power to create destiny seems a very optimistic teaching for us, right? By taking full responsibility for our own actions leads to results which are more in our favor. Being empowered to create this destiny requires us to understand that achieving the true happiness we desire must come from our hearts. Growing our kind of heart set, comes from an energy field of self-awareness, caring for humanity, positivity, forgiving, and compassion. We sometimes try to earn life points by manipulating on being mean to others, since we feel it is a tough world out there. Thus, we need to be tough as well. I totally understand that. However, by going down this road only leads to suffering in the future. We know deep in our hearts what is truly wrong, and that is what causes deep suffering. In terms of what's invisible and what's a visible effect in life, in Buddhist theory, there are two types of effects, right? There is the visible effect, also called the manifest effect, which takes time to appear since it requires more work to achieve it, right? Then there is the invisible or latent effect, which is felt more immediate, like doing a good deed for someone in need, which thus brings prompt happiness right away. There are also two types of causes, right? One cause is internal, karma, and arises, from the thoughts and emotions we have. This internal world is kind of bordered within our body and soul. Then there's also this external karma cause, right? Which is the consequence of our actions in the world. The external relates to everyday events we respond to differently, which can be based on our past conditioning. For example, we, eating healthy can, come from effects due to our family upbringing or how we are influenced by friends and peers. These are forms of external effects. By looking more inward, we can then be more aware and break free from our old habits and, of course, eat more healthy. Let us not blame fate. We cannot blame anyone else for how we suffer in life. It does not mean that other people are not accountable for their actions. They can sometimes reap the rewards by wronging us, others, and so forth. And yes, it is not fair. The important thing to remember is that misery comes from inside us, not the outside. This may be a difficult thing to digest, as we tend to blame fate and external factors for what goes on in our lives. The fact is, once we look more internally, we then start to liberate ourselves. We learn to change for the common good. We cannot expect to change other people. Very important. We need to change the way we relate to other people by looking inward on ourselves. The law of karma in relation to cause and effect is very simple to understand. We are taught lessons through our actions every single day. For example, if we are at the beach and we can burn our feet on the hot sand if we don't wear sandals, right? The lesson teaches us that the sand can be very hot, and if we don't take precautions, this is what's going to happen. We'll burn our feet. By bringing the law of karma into our daily lives, it can be applied to just about anything, including what I said before. In relationships, if we choose a partner that does not make us feel loved, then the cause will make us suffer. We can choose to take better actions. We can continue to be in the bad relationship, or we can make the choice to be with someone who makes us truly happy. The choice is ours. I can choose to sleep in every day, be in a rush to go to work, not exercise, and that might cause low energy for me and the inability to function daily tasks. I can also choose, however, the opposite, which is very liberating from my old habits, giving me more energy and thus be healthy and happy. Of course, I am human and I do make mistakes. I will not be the first perfect human being. I have demons which do take over me from time to time, where I indulge in bad decisions. It does happen. When I take a step back, however, and be the objective observer, I may actually witness what I am doing and better able to reflect on it. I can learn sometimes that I am not spiritually my best self. And then in turn, I can make conscious decisions to do what's necessary to be an outstanding human being in all aspects, of course. I can then shine a spotlight on myself internally and to see what works and also what needs improving. Thank you once again for joining me on the Wise Mindset Guy podcast. If you love this episode, please share this episode actually with a friend or family member in need. And of course, if you love this episode, please hit subscribe. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Until next time, this is Nat Plastino signing off. Bye for now.